Hey guys, this is John, and I'm playing Sceletor in the 1-minute pool on ICC. Alright, switching it up a bit of a break from normal. I haven't played a proper 1-minute session on ICC in a while, so right now it's a little after 1 a.m. my time, Monday morning, and I'm in the mood to play some chess, so I'm going to play some 1 minute and see how this turns out. We're going to play aggressive too, we're going to sacrifice pieces, but my opponent is insisting on sacrificing first. How do I punish this? It's actually a pretty funny move. Okay, let's take there. Because I think they got to take my knight on d5. And this looks pretty nifty, so let's give that a shot. Can I checkmate them? I almost can. Knight f5? It doesn't quite work, though, does it? Oh, this would be so epic if it worked. I think it might. Knight f5, king g6, knight e7. I'm mating them with this. This is a sweet one right off the bat. If king g5, I have h4. And after the king comes to h5, bishop f3. Hey, what do you know? Sacrificing works out well, especially in bullet. All right, promising start. I'm back in the pool, but if we have a moment, let's just take a look at what happened here. So yeah, I played knight d5, and he was just pre-moving, I assume, because he played bishop g5. Taking the knight is obviously correct. I was going to play either c takes d5, opening up the attack on the queen, or knight f5, which hits g7 and e7. You know, it's a speculative sacrifice, but it would have made the game very interesting. All right, so we've got a rematch against Sceletor. This is not a great time to be playing online because it's very early in Europe and it's extremely late in the US. So, I don't know. Who knows what type of players we'll get at this hour. They're just taking. That seems odd, giving me the bishop pair. Let's do this and pin this knight. And I'll try to stop e5, or at least forestall that move for a while. Let's go here and prepare to play rook fb8. We'll even go here and see if we can trade, because I get an immediate attack on b2. If rook a1, I have rook takes a2, so they might have to play this rook to a1, or to b1 rather. Yeah, this is not good the way it's playing out for them. Let's just take this. They got to move their queen somewhere to defend. Let's bring this in, attack f2. Yeah, and black is firmly on the defensive here. They're probably just going to follow my bishop around. Bishop g5. That's what I would do if I were black, or if I were white, rather. Okay, because now I get to defend my rook with another piece. And I very much like my chances here. Let's come in with the queen, threatening maybe queen f3, or bishop takes g3. Can I take here? Doesn't quite work. If I take here, that doesn't work either. Okay, let's just trade. Let's try to be quick. I think this is going to work out well, but maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, I think I misplayed this. Well, we're going to win a pawn at least, but not good. Yeah, we're misplaying this still. Okay, let's try to force the pawn through at least. See what we can do. Get in with our king, I guess. See if they want to swap. Maybe not. Okay, we somehow won on time. All right, not a perfect endgame. I'm playing without sound, you notice. I mentioned this before in my other ICC videos, but for some reason, the ICC sound messes with my speakers. It's like the sound comes at a certain frequency that my speakers suddenly do not like. And I'm hesitant to uninstall and reinstall my Blitzen software, which is the interface I use to run ICC, because it's going to mess with my recording settings. So I'm in this like weird limbo where I'd like to add the sounds, but I'm kind of scared at the same time. Okay, so we're playing Sergei. This is Grandmaster Sergei Zhigalko. Very strong player, as you can see from their rating. I'll give it my best shot. They usually do well against me, but it's been a while since we played, so you never know what can happen. Okay, we're going to play queen b3 and attack these two pawns. See what kind of concessions we can induce from black's position, if any. Right there. Okay, well, let's take that. I guess their argument is that they have compensation. Let's come back here and kind of pin this knight. Maybe b4 could be a threat. In fact, it is. Probably they need to defend this bishop. Maybe I could sneak in knight g5. They could play bishop e6, but then I swing over to h5. They could sack e3. This looks to be working. Now they probably have to sack on e3. I don't see any other reasonable alternative. Yeah, because here we get this move in. And that's a full piece. Let's just take here just to keep it real simple. Go and attack this bishop. Let's go and attack it again. Just wary of stuff like rook f5. Moves like that. Okay, let's go here. Jump in. This is defended by my queen. All right, they're sacking the house now. Let's play f4. We can deal with the danger to our king because there isn't really much to speak of. Okay, let's do that. Once we get the rooks off the board, it's all over. Okay, let's get back in the pool. I'm over 2,500. Sergei and I are neck and neck in rating. Let's see what we get out of this. All right, we'll play our little a6 variation, see how white reacts. Bishop e3. I actually forgot. I didn't mean to go into this line, but we're going to have to play it as is. Yeah, bishop e3 is a bit of a tricky move that black should know how to respond to. And I didn't play that in the best way. But we have a playable position at least, even though I have a rook on b7. Okay, I'm going to just develop here and maybe play knight e5 and into c4 perhaps. Let's chase that queen, see where it goes. Okay, we'll do this. Probably they're going to put it back on h2. Maybe I can get something going towards their king. Got to put our queen over here. Not a great looking square, but desperate times, you know. Take c3. I probably should do this, but this looks awful. At least if they take, I can take c6. So probably taking d6 is a good idea for white. Knight e4. Cranking up the pressure. Okay, let's do this. I'm going after b2. At least that's my hope. If they take, I get to take, and I open up an attack here. Okay, well, let's give a check there. We'll do this. If they take, I take, and there's problems once again for them. Okay, how do I mate them here? Let's bring this back. Let's put this here, actually. And then we're coming in and threatening queen b2 mate. How do you deal with that? If knight e7, I can just sidestep king h8. Queen b2 mate is coming. Not much they can do about it. I guess they could play that way. But I think this is going to be winning. There we go. All right. Yeah, they were way down on time, too. Okay, third game against Sergei of this session already. They're out for blood. Yeah. They've already lost a couple games, so you know they're going to bring it this game. Okay, let's go e4 as planned. Just advance here. Bring the bishop out to e3 with tempo on that queen. Okay, let's go here. Maybe they'll have a couple issues developing. At least that's my hope. Let's go here. Maybe d4 could be a threat. It's kind of awkward with their queen there, huh? Let's take that. Then I'm going to play d4 next, and probably bishop d3. Yeah, let's just look for a trade of the bishops. If they take here at the end of the line, then I would have rook b1. So I think this is working out in my favor. Let's go for a little minority attack here. If they take, then I had a3. So I'm liking the look of this quite a bit. Let's take that. And let's bring this in, attacking e6. Okay, I'm going to try to swing the knight up to g4 and cause some trouble. We're a little bit down on time, so let's see if we can make that up. Knight f6 does not work. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to see if they want to take here. They don't. Okay, let's go back with the queen. He's fast. This guy's fast, no doubt. Okay, let's put this over here. I'm going to try for rook f3. That's my plan, at least for now. They can swap, though, can't they? Ooh, I got myself tied up. Yeah, if I take on c7, they take f3 with check. So, all right, we lose that game. Valeria, 2006, is the next opponent. Let's go with this little g6 system that I'm rather fond of. Okay, knight a6, attack this pawn. And queen c7, trying to win it back. If b4, I can take on b4, so let's preserve this knight. Looks interesting, and then maybe fianchetto our other bishop, why not? Yeah, you can see the caliber of competition on ICC is just so high. You just don't get that on Lee Chess, as much as I like playing on Lee Chess and the tournaments and such. It's just a world of difference playing on these two sites. So, all right, here I'm messing up my pawn structure pretty significantly, but I'm trying to get this knight into f4. I mean, that would be great if I could. I guess I'll play it right away. I undouble my pawns, but yeah, their knight is coming into the e4 square, where it's excellently placed. So now I got to make sure I don't simplify the position too much. Like, if we were to trade down further here, this could be really bad for me. So let's try not to simplify too much. This might lose a pawn for them. Okay, so we at least win that pawn. They're going to bring their king up, though, to d3. But we have the edge on them right now. All they can really do is kind of shuttle their knight back and forth. So let's... Nah, I probably shouldn't have played that. Okay, let's go and attack that pawn just for the heck of it. Maybe try to run them out of moves here soon. Put them in Zugzwang somehow. Because now they got to be careful where they move that knight. They got to go back to e2, actually. This is a Zugzwang. We're getting in with our king. Yeah, we found a way through. We found a way. Yeah, and they ran out of time. Okay. So that was narrow, but we were able to get them in a situation where they couldn't just shuttle their knight back and forth. Maybe white could have avoided that somehow. Looks like we also kept our time edge. I had 10 seconds left at the end. It's late, so I'm drinking herbal tea. Don't worry, guys. This isn't black tea or anything like that. Or coffee, God forbid. I gotta throw my tea bag away, though. All right, so we're back in the pool. I'm 25-20 right now. Who's next? I think white was doing fine in this game, but they gave me the c3 pawn. Like right around here, they played b3, and then they were in too much of a hurry to simplify. Queen d2. If they had just kind of turned the screws a little bit, maybe with something like queen c2 at this juncture, so play the queen over and then rook d2, supported by the knight, they would be better, because I fail to see what my dark square bishop is going to do. It's shooting at the c3 pawn, but other than that, it's a bad piece. White's knight on e4 dominates. Let's see who's playing. I'm in the pool, but it's not pairing me. Okay, well, here we go. Mr. Sceletor once again. Let's play a little English. I'm going to go g3, bishop g2, etc. He seems to like these hedgehog-type positions. Let's try to gain a little space in the center. I'm going to play a4 just to soften black up a little bit. e4, nah. Okay, let's come here. I know they can take... Well, they can't take d5. I was thinking they could for some reason. But as it stands, I'm supporting this pawn. Maybe a5 if I get a chance. This looks like a nice move. And then we'll go here and attack this pawn on d6. Black could be pretty passive if they're not careful. Maybe now I might take on e5. Let's play rook e1. That allows knight d3. Bad decision on my part. I'm going to sack the rook. Again, not so good though. They can take and then take d5. Alright. Well, alright, here I get the attack here and here. Sceletor is letting me back in the game after that haphazard last few moves. So we're taking that rook. Somehow I came out a piece ahead of that. I definitely don't think they should have played it that way. I'll tell you that. Okay, let's advance this pawn. Let's keep going. Yeah, they're going to have to sack. And I think I can take here. Looks fine. Let's bring this knight back and attack this b pawn. And we can take there. And he resigned. Okay. Atoj is the next player. Ooh, I've had trouble with this opponent in the past. I'm going to handle this player with care, because I've really struggled with them in past encounters. Okay, we have a Benoni. A reverse of a line that I play frequently as black, actually. Or as white, rather. I hardly ever get into this as black. So I don't quite know what I'm doing, but I'll pretend like I do. Pretend like I have some inkling. I'm trying for counterplay with knight d3. Just seeing if I can work that piece in there. Okay, let's go for b5. We got to strike back before we run out of room to operate. Yeah, this is really good for white. They're up a pawn, and they have a nice position to boot. So if I take, okay, I think their point is they have queen e4 at the end, so I got to put the bishop here to cover that. Let's go knight f6. Somehow looks bad for me. I feel like I'm going to get sacked on here soon. Okay, well, at least this is happening. Something is happening. Let's come here. Rook f7. Rook f7 if king g8, queen takes g6. So I'd have to go to h6 in this case. Oh, that's a fork, isn't it? Where can I go? I can't really attack g2 very well. I think this is over, but I'll just play that just because. Yeah, this is lost. All I really have are tricks at this point, but white's not going to allow any of it. Rook e2. Okay, yeah, they got me in that one. Let's see if we can play a Toj again. I keep slipping into this variation with e4 and then c5. c5 is like always my instinct, but knight c6 is the better move. That's what I played in Blitz before. So let's see if we can get a Toj again. This is a nice game by them. They played a lot of standard and good moves. It might be more direct for white to play pawn f4 rather than bishop f4, because eventually they want to try to go f4 and e5 and attack in the center, but as played, I just lost a pawn and I didn't have much compensation for it. I wonder if right here, because the pawn is hanging on e6, but I didn't take it because of queen e4, but I see now that I have knight c7 guarding the bishop and the rook. Probably white still has a nice initiative after f5 though. So bishop takes e6, queen e4, knight c7, f5. Might be better than the game. I was suffering in the game. Grobdeg is the next opponent. Okay, let's play this. At least here I get to go into a Benko proper. Not a bad Benko. So they're playing the e3 variation. I'm also fond of this from the white side. Let's go take that pawn. Then I'm going to drop this knight back. I think this is a good way to play this line, or at least one way to play it. e4 is a pawn you can try to take, but it's a little bit risky to do so, so I'm going to hold off on that. Let's just castle. So the issue might be developing this knight. This is one problem black sometimes encounters, is how to get this knight in the game. So I'm going to try to put it on b4, now that I have the option of doing so. Okay, let's take that. Of course, they can take with their knight, but then I play queen c6, and maybe a4 is a little bit loose. Probably c4 is correct. I'll try to get my knight into d3, not unlike what I did in the last game. Now b3 is a good reply. All right, got to play actively. If takes, I'll take their knight. If they take d3, I take with the queen here, pinning them. I can take this now. They're still pinned. I don't know how great of a pawn this is, but at least it's a pawn. That's my assessment of it. Can I really keep that? I don't know. Looks like a tough pawn to hold on to. Take. Okay, I'm going to try. If bishop b6, I have rook b8 at least. Okay, so let's go here. Let's go h5, just try to gain a bit of space. Go attack that bishop a little bit. Let's do this. Rook d8 could be good there. He didn't play it, fortunately. Let's pre-move a little bit. Now I win the bishop. Fortunately for me. White was just a bit worse off there. Their pieces didn't coordinate as well as mine, so I was able to get that at the end. Frikadeller is the next opponent. Let's play e4 in this game. We'll go into some sort of Sicilian, open Sicilian, Scheveningen variation. All right, I'm coming at you with g4, whether you have a knight on f6 or not. But then I'll play a3 and just check my intentions a little bit. This looks like a lot of fun. Okay, let's go. Nah, that seems too radical. I'm not going to play queen there for now. Knight takes e6 is my not-so-obvious threat. Okay, let's go f4. Just try to kill him with f5, basically. Yeah, why not? Wow, you're going to do this? Really? If queen a1, king d2, I'm escaping. So I'm pretty sure I can just play like this. Let's bring this all the way back. I mean, I got to take care on my queen side, obviously, but I'm up a piece, so I feel like I should win. Let's stop black from castling. Now we can trade queens. Helpful. Okay, take that. We're on d6 as well. e4 is covered. Yeah, black resigns. So the Sicilian prevailed here. Strange move order. You don't see e6 and then d6 and then black trying to hold off on the development of that kingside knight for so long. Knight e7 might have been too creative. Although, with the pawn on g5, it has a cramping influence, so black has some trouble unwinding here. I feel like they should have gone for g6 and bishop g7. Looks like the best way to attempt to coordinate. Let's see who else is playing in the pool right now. Nope, Sergei is still in. No, you guys can't see that. Oh, I guess you can see it all right. This position looks tremendous for black. Although both the rooks are hanging, but knight takes f2 is a big threat, and black is way ahead in development. I want another shot at a Toj. Like, that player, for whatever reason, I've had trouble with them. I remember distinctly a 1-minute session where they beat me, like, several times. It's been a few months, but maybe I can extract some revenge. Rook check. Is white getting mated? Yeah, king f1, bishop d3 would have been mate, so hence they have to do this. White's just going to be down material with the king on the run. Useless rook in the corner. Sergei will play this out, but yeah, they're just losing. And he's down time. No checkmates. Yep, black just gathers the material. Knight d6, only threat you got to worry about here, along with the bishop. Sergei's fast, but down a piece and also down a few seconds. I do not like his chances. Black can bring the king over, just guard the pawns. Okay, well, now it's probably a theoretical draw. Whoa, that's a big blunder. Take the rook. Yeah. HodgsonSlayer is the next opponent. Opening with b3, the mighty b3, which I also opened with in a recent game. 15-minute game against See You in Goa was the name of my opponent. And we're going to try to go d3 if we get a chance, but we might not get that chance. Okay, so let's castle, and I'm going to try to quickly attack this queen. Got to watch out for mate on h7, though. Don't want that to happen. I'm going to play queen here, and I'm going to threaten bishop f5, or at least try to. So I think they got wind of that plan, so they just retreated. If white has a username in homage to Julian Hodgson, they probably like to mix it up. They're probably more of a hacker-type player. So I expect them to want to throw their h-pawn at me, but they haven't done that yet. And here, they're going to be in big trouble because my pawn's going to hit c2. They can't take this because a bishop takes d3 with the fork on the king and the queen. Yeah, this is over. Let's take that first of all. Do I have any cool way to end this? I don't see one. So let's just take and then play the queen over check. Okay. Guess they have d4 against this. I can play c5 then, though, and keep coming at them here. Just use the pin. There might have been something cleaner than that, though. I feel like I shouldn't have to use my pawn much. Okay, now I'm going to go d3 next and just connect everything. Okay, let's bring this over with tempo. Careful. D2, does D2 work? Yeah, D2 works. If they take, I take with a rook. Take here, check, and we have mate. Okay, back in the pool. Frikadeller once again. Let's go back to my mainstay, D5 on move 1. Oh, the exchange Slav, really? I hate this line. Okay, I don't hate it that much, but it can be annoying to play against. Can I do this? I think so. If they take it, I get B2, so yeah, I think this is already pretty nice for me. I want to go knight A5 and then into B3 quickly. But for the moment, we'll just complete our development. Let's go here. Maybe I can catch them playing knight D2. Ah, knight takes D5. Knight takes D5 just kills us here. Well, I guess I have queen D8, but I would prefer to avoid that. Take c1, they take b6, we take f1. Nothing doing there. Let's just retreat. And then we're going to go b5. Because I believe we win a pawn. Maybe not. Okay, let's go here. They got their knight in to a very annoying position. Okay, let's go knight c4. Try to get rid of this knight at least. Take. Yeah, they can prevent us from castling. This is annoying. Come over, try to hit this bishop. Oh, yikes. Okay, I got to do this now and try to trade. Knight c5? I guess so. Look at those pass pawns. I'm scared. I'm scared of those pass pawns. Those competing pass pawns. Who's going to get the upper hand in this pass pawn war? Take this way. I have almost no time left either. Only the strong will survive. I think I'm actually winning now somehow. Okay, let's just take that. Problem is I have very little time. Oh, it's mate. Okay. Wow. Take a look at that one. 2 pass pawns versus 3. But when it comes to pass pawns, it's all about quality rather than quantity. And because mine happened to be connected on a more forward rank than my opponents, like I'm already on the 3rd rank, 2 squares away from queening, and they're connected, that gave me that little bit of edge. White c-pawn is pretty much meaningless in that position I was just showing. It's blockaded. So, in effect, when white plays a6 here, I've got that 1 tempo, and that's all I need to win, as you saw. Interesting. Narrow escape, though. I was in trouble, especially when white pinned me with rook e1. This is the moment I realized that something was very bad, because I can't castle. I would lose the bishop on e7. I played queen f6. I didn't even see queen a4 check. I'm lucky that I was not just losing right away. If I play king f8, there's knight d7 check, forking the king and the queen. If king d8, I get mated on d7. So queen c6 was essentially forced. I mean, rook c6 also looks terrible. So from there, we were very, very fortunate to get into this pawn race. I think white might have had better than that. Okay, waiting for another game, and we're playing Drunk Chess 1. Okay, we're sticking with our bullet opening. Maybe we'll transpose into a Tarrasch. We do. Tarrasch variation. Okay. I get the sense that black isn't too familiar with this line just based on how they're handling this. Okay, but I'm probably not playing it so great myself. Just attacking this dark square bishop. Let's go here. Maybe I can give them some problems on f6 and b6. Yeah, let's take there. They probably have to take with the a pawn. We'll play h3, just chase this bishop. I might have chances for a modest advantage. Let's go g4. A3, maybe keep a piece out of b4. I'm playing kind of prophylactically, but this pin is annoying. I'm definitely going to keep it because they can't play g5 so simply. Let's go here and attack that queen. I'll take here now. They can take e2, but I win this at the end. So let's just play for an endgame. Words I frequently say, let's just play for an endgame. Let's trade pieces. We're up a pawn with 2 bishops here. Let's go hunt some more pawns. Can take that. Knight's under attack. Yeah, we can come here and then invade. Had to give 1 pawn back, but we get this in. If bishop f7, I have rook takes f7. That's quite nice. So now we take here, check, and we're going to be up a piece when all is said and done. Yeah, black resigned. All right, 25-37. Been playing about a half hour, I think, now. I do my best thinking at night. I don't know if you guys are night people. Probably some of you are morning people. But I notice a difference in my quality of thought when I play a little bit later in the evening. Maybe that's because I'm used to working late. As a chess teacher, I often have my lessons in the afternoons and evenings when people are available, especially U.S. time because I teach mostly people in the U.S. So I get used to doing my most productive thinking in the evening. Okay, let's play d4. We're going to try to gambit a pawn and then get into b5. But black does not opt to defend that pawn. Let's just take here. Let's go bishop g5, attack that queen, see where it wants to go. And we'll play e4. Okay, I'll go here. They can't take b2, that's nice. But black has some pretty nice activity. Okay, I'm going to play a3 because that knight is kind of lacking squares. Let's go here. Wow, they take that pawn. I would not have done that. Okay, I'm going to come here. Can they play knight c4, though? I'm amazed that that's working for black, but it appears to be. Okay, I'm just going to try to checkmate them, quite simply. Let's go here. I'll give them a3 if they want. They're going to d5, so we got to do something about that. Okay, I can come over here, I guess. Let's do this. Okay, queen up. If they take f6, which way am I taking? Guess they're not taking f6. Okay, we're coming into the position. We're sacking and we're going knight takes g5 after this. If they take, they lose, so they can't do that. We're going here. We're going here. I think I can take here now, and I think h7 is checkmate. Ooh, that was nice how that worked out. That was like a 30-second crash course on how to checkmate your opponent's king with like multiple pieces around them. I like how that worked out. Bishop here. So one idea I had with that was bishop h7 check, king h8, queen takes h6. I think there's just too many pieces that black has to deal with now. Note that they can't take on g5. Queen h7 is mate. So they took on f6 and I took there. And yeah, queen h7 is coming. Let me just see if rook takes d5 was correct. It felt like the right move. Just get rid of the knight as a defender. It could be unsound though. Oh, leave it to the computer to dash my hopes and dreams. The engine wants to play something more rational. Bishop f3, but what's the point of that? Why bishop f3 in particular? I would think moves like h4 would also come to mind, trying to break up the king side. Not sure why bishop f3. Oh, maybe just to stop bishop e2. Bishop e2 is not even a move I really considered. It was a surprise to me when it was played. Black's still doing well through here. Queen b6 is good, threatening f2, kind of. Yeah, this is all very hard to see, though. And now we're winning at this point once we get the bishop f5 move in. Fun game. Okay, so it's working out playing aggressively in this session and making decisions based on the initiative rather than my usual like positional instincts. Because I can attack well when I want to, so I'm trying to bring out this side of my game. We'll play a few more games and call it a session. Again, let's just see who's playing. Sometimes the pool just goes dead for a little while and you won't get a game. So we're watching Frikadeller and grobdeg. Yeah, Frikadeller is just down in exchange purely. And a pawn. They just have tricks left. And they have a queen and a knight, and in a bullet game that can be enough to cause trouble. Okay, black should play rook e8 probably. Yep, just cover this pawn. Frikadeller is throwing in the kitchen sink, trying desperately to come up with something. Queen takes f2 check. Could be played. Someone lagging? Grobdeg's clock is not running. It's not me lagging. Yeah, grobdeg is lagging. Just take this opportunity to check out Sergei. Sergei logged off. Let me show you guys the best list. I haven't looked at it myself, but we are active. Okay, so here I am on the best list. We're playing brownrat 2091, sporting the Japanese flag, and we've got a mainline Scandi. You guys love it. Don't act like you don't. Okay, I'll take that, and then I'll play knight bd7, bring the bishop out. Okay, let's just look for a trade. I'm usually happy to swap one pair of bishops in this opening. This is a real typical position for this type of line. Let's go queen here. I'll let them take on f6 if they want. Okay, let's take. So I'm going to try to build like a pawn wall on light squares to just restrict them a bit. Let's go c5. I think this move is okay to play. Take. Let's go knight d5. Maybe I open the position a little fast. That remains to be seen. Knight c4. Okay, I like the look of this, because now we can kind of inflict this damage on them structure-wise. Ooh, I can almost get into e3, but not quite. Knight e3, still not quite working. I'm just going to pull back here for a second. Let's go here, attack the b pawn. Play a5, look to play a4 maybe. Yeah, they're defending pretty well. Let's just come here, control the file. Okay, I'm going to finally play this move. Oh, they don't take it. Interesting. Okay, let's go here. Take that. See if they want to swap. Oh, they thought I was going to take d4. That worked out in my favor. Yep, bullet is often about trying to predict what your opponent's going to do, and in that case, white just predicted wrong. They assumed rook takes d4 was coming. I got behind the pawn. Actually, probably a weaker move because they could bring their king over, but it had the desired effect. I could tell they were starting to move fast, so I was trying to do the same. I must have missed some shot here, though. I think right here after knight b6, if they would have just played rook d1, they have a fine position. I feel like I missed something. Knight e3 check doesn't quite work, though. It's always covered by the queen. If there's some way I could deflect the queen, that would be great. But it didn't ever seem to present itself. Maybe there was nothing. I'm back in the pool. I'm going to play 2 more games and then wrap up this session. See who's playing. Ilko CA versus Danger Zone. 2 IMs. I don't recognize Danger Zone, although they have... Oh, that's interesting. Danger Zone is Sahaj Grover, who is actually a GM, not an IM. Maybe they just haven't changed their title on ICC. And I actually played Grandmaster Grover in a tournament game in November. So I have experience against that player. Okay, we're playing our buddy Sceletor once again. They seem to like pre-moving this stuff. Okay, let's go here. I'm going to go knight h4, again, in the spirit of being aggressive. Okay, let's come back. See if we can attack this guy. Let's do this and probably go for e5 if we can. This already looks really good. If they take, I have d6. So they can't do that. I'm just going to try to tuck the king away. Yeah, I don't know about the way I'm playing it, but we're going to get some discoveries against their queen. I'm just going to take this way, because if I had gone knight f6, they would have got a lot of minor pieces. So let's play it like so instead. Okay, let's take. I'm going to play here. They can defend this pawn now, but they didn't take that opportunity. So now we're on the b pawn as well. Okay, let's do this. Let's just take back. Our light square bishop is so strong. We can afford not to go for the rook. And let's just push our pawns. Yeah, he just resigned. Yeah, those pawns were too powerful. So that was an interesting decision right here. Knight takes e5 because black took. Now, if I play knight f6 check, then after they take the knight, let's say knight takes f6, then I have the option of taking the queen. But they would take back with their knight, and they would have 3 minor pieces for the queen. So I think I was correct in taking on e5 instead, and playing for the initiative instead. Okay, last game coming up. The action seems to be drying up in the pool a little bit, so probably a good time to call it quits. Voinov versus Ilko CA, battle of the Russian players. You know what's crazy? If you guys ever go on FIDE.com, take a look at the list of titled players from Russia. There's like an insane amount. This will probably come as no surprise to you guys, but there's like hundreds of IMs and GMs in Russia. By far the most title players of any country. The US is up there. I think Germany also has a lot of title players, especially like FMs and slightly lower titled players. But Russia just trumps everyone. All right, so we're playing Mr. Danger Zone. Sahaj Grover. Okay, we got a Terrash variation. He's playing a semi-Terrash. I guess let's do this line. They can trade some stuff and then go bishop b4 check. It's usually how this line is played. It's intimidating playing GM hiding in an IM's body, basically. I'm going to go for a quick d5, even though I don't know if this is sound. But we'll play it and go attack that rook and then maybe go here, kind of eye this piece. Okay. Let's try to get something going. Can I take advantage of that? I don't know. I'm just going to go here and attack the knight. Let's do this. They get knight c5 in. All right, probably should push. So I guess I'll play that way. Queen e6 likely. Let's drop this back. My queen's a bit precarious, huh? It's kind of in black's half of the board. Can I take here? What are you setting up? Okay, I'm going to come here. I'm a little nervous. Okay, I'm going to take that. Don't hurt me. I'm trying to stay aggressive, though, and positive. There's no threat with that, so I think I can just make a move like this. This is defended, though, which he apparently didn't see. Yeah, he just resigned. Okay, so big blunder by black. I think they just thought that after rook takes a2 that they could play queen takes e1. I always forget about the semi-Terrash. This is a line you don't see very often. Knight takes d5, but it's perfectly fine. It has a reputation as being a little bit passive, but it's not a bad option. Okay, so let's do what I like to do in my ICC sessions, which is tabulate the results. Unlike a Lee chess tournament, we don't have the results like conveniently just listed in a chart. So we got to go through and hand tally them, or at least that's what I like to do. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 wins and 2 losses. So 15 and 2. Wow. It was better than I thought I did. I mean, I remembered a couple of those losses, but yeah, for the most part, this session went very, very well. My favorite game was the very first one against Sceletor, where we sacked our queen on g7 and then we checkmated him with this nice net. Knight f5, and here black cannot play king g8 because of knight takes h6 or knight e7 checkmate. So black was driven out with their king, knight e7. If king h5, there's bishop f3. So black played king g5 and check, check, and mate. Always nice to get that queen sacrifice and a mate. So, all right, hope you guys enjoyed this session. Let me know if you like the ICC videos. I'll certainly try to make more of these in the future. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll be back again soon. Bye, guys.